hello all. We are going to start the session within a 5 minutes. So just wait for it and we will start soon. Meanwhile, all of you can check our YouTube channel Anup Kelkar's Python Academy, which has many videos related to data analytics, machine learning and deep learning. So do check that and we are going to start soon. Do subscribe Anup Kelkar's Python Academy. Thank you.
Okay. So since you have completed your course at Python Academy, most of you, and some who are willing to join, I guess, right? So have you ever searched about what is exactly data analysis? Have you searched what do you think data analysis is? Anyone?
It's the analysis that we have to do of the data, I mean the past historical data of any company or any domain in which company is working, and to represent it to take future decisions.
Right.
Forecast and considering it along with demand, and accordingly around the decisions.
Okay. So I'm going to highlight the word forecast right now. Okay. So the answer was to the online streamers that uh, according to the past data, taking the decision required for any organization. Right. Anyone else? What the question is? What is data analysis? According to you, whatever you have searched, since you are sitting here, you must have done some research and then you are coming, right? Who was saying?
To analyze what we have and what we can achieve from that. It is an analysis. Coming to data, that the raw input is data. From that we can.
Raw input is data. Correct. Now, what if I ask you? Suppose you both are friends, right? So if I ask you if you're asking that other person, your friend, that will you watch this movie, right? So which movie should, if you want to decide the other friend best movie, whether he's going to watch or not. So how will you decide? The first thing comes to your mind is all the moments where you have went to the movie together, right? Anyway, first thing. Number two, you will analyze at which movies, at what movies that your friend was liking it very much, was reacting positively, was very excited, and in what kind of movies your friend was not at all, was angry that I have wasted my money, right? So now if I put this into Excel table, what will be it? First column will be movie name, second column will be excited, yes or no, right? Angry, yes or no, right? So ultimately I'm turning it into a data. So movie name will be a continuous column, yes or no will be a binary column or category column. So at that point, at the end, at the end there will be another last column which will be known as target column. I'm just trying to figure the data analysis, trying to tell you the data analysis is not new. This is what you have been doing all those years, right? At the last column will be whether he will watch this particular movie or not. Again, yes or no. So what will be the target column? Last one, watching movie or not. Which will be the first three deciding factor? The between two, excitement and angry, right? And the movie name is just to decide, right? So dependent columns will be first three. Sorry, independent column will be first three. Dependent will be the last one. So the summary which I small summary which I gave you, imagine this at a very large scale. No matter what industry you take in, there will be a data. There was earlier data too. Now there is data again. So those of you who don't know, talking in terms of Python is not a new language at all. Anybody know how when it was incorporated?
1991.
In that span, 1991 to 95, because there is no certain date for any language that this was invented at this day. Firstly, it was the most languages were created by company, but Python was created by one person and then developed by many of them because it's an open source language. What do you mean by open source?
Anyone can access. Anyone can access. It's free
One,
for all.
free for all,
Free for all, anyone can access it on anyone.
and also two way, you can also contribute to it. So people are contributing it. The libraries which you are seeing right now are made by someone, some hardcore coders, right? Developers, scientists, call whatever you say, right? Even after 1 year you become a Python expert and you decide to make your own library, you can do it. that's, that's doable because the Python is a open community, is a very open community, and they do not charge anything, right? So that's one thing. Now coming back to data analysis. So this is what happens in your mind, and this has been happening in years earlier. If you see Excel sheets, right? Excel sheets kept on developing. Now you must be hearing some words: Tableau, Power BI, dashboards. Why do we need it? Because as a backend developer, and you're finding a regression that the relation between this and this column was this, so this column is dependent. So this factor or feature engineering, which we say, or the two independent columns which I said, also known as features, right? So that's why there's a term in data analysis known as feature engineering. You might have heard these terms here and there while you are searching for your career, right? So these are all just related terms. So now this is what happens, the features. But can you explain this to client in this term, in this language? You need a visualization, you need something to represent a pie chart, a graph, a bar graphs. And how will you make it? A dashboard eventually. How do you make a dashboard? Either you used to use Excel, then it became difficult because Excel after 15 lakh rows slows down, and nowadays every company or small startup has millions of rows, right? Even a small startup has millions and millions of rows, so much of data. Then you have to incorporate in a CSV file or whatever, then you have to upload it. It becomes slow, right? Then came into picture DB was years ago. There's always DB. So then you upload it and so on. But Power BI and Tableau provides you a platform to make easy dashboards, right? So when I talk about data analysis, you can't say that data analysis is this and this only. There are multiple job descriptions under the job title data analyst, right? Either you can be a one, either in the entire Deloitte and KPMG, there are titles named as consultant, senior consultant, functional consultant, technical consultant, right? But the job description is varied everywhere in the same company. So the data analysis, I can't say mostly, mainly, but it will be related to data. But you may be developing a dashboard, you may be using Python, you may be using R, you may be using any other language, you may be using Power BI, Google Data Studio. You'll still be a data analyst, right? Not necessarily that you're going to have a certain fixed job description all over the industry. Data analysis terms has multiple job descriptions. And what happens is your point will be to choose where do you stand while learning. As in, are you good at coding? I'm not talking about data structures and algorithms. That is completely different. Talking about coding related to data analysis. Today's topic is data analysis, so I'm sticking to it. I'm not, diversifying to web development or any other thing. You need to have a little logic, of course, right? Your logic should be good, but not that good as it's required for the DSA guys. DSA is data structures and algorithm. Those who develop the code, the people who develop Python, that kind of coding. So in data analysis, mostly it's your analytical skills and ease of your expert in ease of using the tool. The tool may be Python, Tableau, Power BI, R, or whatever. Google Data Studio, Watson Studio for IBM, and MATLAB sometimes. 3-4 years ago when we started, MATLAB got paid, right? So when in our when we were studying, MATLAB was free. Then they diversified to data analysis. They saw it, so you can check it out. They are now paid versions of MATLAB. So tools, right? You have to focus while learning. Which was the easiest? Not easiest. What was the thing which you could do smoothly, even it was difficult for you, even if it was difficult, right? So that's what you want to judge yourself accordingly, right? So then you will be able to figure, and it's going to take time. Imagine there are around 15 people here. There are numerous academies all over the world. All over the country in Maharashtra, Great Lakes universities. I worked with multiple. When before this company, I used to work for other, some other jobs. So they used to call me and so on. So I knew there are many, and in every section there are 400, 300, 200 people. So imagine the limit of combination. Till date, the number of students I have taught before 2021 was 400 plus. I'm talking about only each student 30 hours plus. So you can imagine, I'm just a single trainer, and my total years of experience is 3.5. So imagine others. So just giving you a scenario of competition. right? So the only thing which most important thing which is going to take you apart is how smoothly you learn things and deliver, right? So it's very important to find out, right? Now coming to data analysis. This second slide. So this was the question I asked, what is data analytics? It's pretty clear. Anyone has any doubt, anything you want to ask about data analysis, anything you can just say before we move ahead. Guys, you just joined. Anyone? Any undergraduate students right now? Which college? He's Raisoni, right? Okay. So final year, right? So okay. So you must be your college has introduced engineering in AI also, right? New field, new branches, and so on. I think 2 years ago it was there. Okay. So data analytics, as sir said, that there will be a data, historical data. Mostly you will be that it's segregated into three parts: predictive, prescriptive, and descriptive. Right. So descriptive is which gives you a certain insight into what is happening. This is a product company. This product is selling into certain area because of what factors. The answers, the fill in the blanks, can be filled by analyzing the data, right? That's what happens in data analysis. Predictive, if we keep on doing these things, suppose in a restaurant example, people are giving me feedback that your restaurant is good but the service is not good. So what do I do? First thing my mind comes is train the hospitality guys, the waiters, the chefs, or whatever, right? So I'm predicting that if I keep on doing this, the sales might go to this. Prescriptive is I'm prescribing that please improve your service accordingly. I'm just giving a very basic information, and this goes to a very complicated level when you get into industries, right? There are major industries nowadays popping up are finance, which are moving towards data analysis. Finance was always there, but finance, digital marketing, right? And you don't need to be a digital marketing expert to get into there unless you are doing the SEO or SEM part. What is SEO? Anyone? Search engine optimization. Figuring out, I'm just giving you terminology so that after this seminar you keep on searching these words, right? Because your where as a data analyst you can be anywhere. I mean, supply chain, we never thought I would be in supply chain 8 months ago or 1 year ago, right? We didn't even imagine, but when I searched, when actually I was called by that company, and when you're called, so it's good thing. Not, it's not that you apply is a bad thing, of course, just saying, right? So what happened is, you can see the moving towards supply chain. Now, have you ever heard the word supply chain? You must have somewhere.
Yes.
Where?
Logistics.
Mostly in logistics. Many people think supply chain is logistics. Anyone else? Last, have you heard about supply chain? Mostly.
The supply chain is a part of any organization which arranges raw material, and it's a chain of arranging, producing materials and delivering it to another customers. It's a supplier customer relationship for which the material has to be purchased and delivered to the end customer.
Supplier of raw materials till the end customer. That is the entire supply chain, but it's not that simple. It goes to the producer goes to the retail customer, right? So these are two definitions I picked up. Of course, I cannot invent, so these are from Google, of course, right? So supply chain management is the handling of entire production flow of a good service to maximize quality, delivery, customer experience, and profitability, right? Because while delivering, you can just think that I want customer satisfaction, I will compromise my profit. You have to find the thin line between that, right? In a small, if you are a water can company, right? If you have a water, those who sell filtered water, the canned people, right? That's a very small example. You have a filter situated at your home. You fill the can. You decide the rates according to the other people supplying it, and you supply it to students. You find a target audience, and it may be a marriage hall, it may be a corporate company, it may be the students living in that area, right? The factors influencing that is COVID. If the people are not coming to college, they are not going to live there, so water can supply goes down. The marriages are having less number of people coming in, again water supply goes down, and so on, right? So these are very simple examples. Imagine this as a very big scale, right? Suppose a Pepsi is being in a company like Pepsi, what will you do? The raw materials will be sugar, a lot of sugar, right? Then the other chemicals and whatever they need, then plastic bottles, then the people who are making the plastic bottles, then the industry equipments required, then they produce the product, whatever the Pepsi products are, delivering it to worldwide through air, through water, through not so waters, through sea, and through roadways, right? Three ways. Then delivering to certain countries, and countries goes to the wholesalers, wholesalers to retailers, retailers to us. Now it seems very big, right? Again, I am telling you this is still the simplest one, because while deciding the raw materials, the cost of it, how much does a water bottle of Pepsi cost, the tax to be paid. Now can you imagine yourself going manually at every node, that how much does the logistic cost from this location to that location, from US to India to China to, it's consumed worldwide, right? Imagine that happening. So again, now it's pretty clear why do we need data analysis, right? You might have a certain seed in your head, right? Now let's see the basic flows. Sir already mentioned, right? There are 4 flows: primary product flow, supply to producer, producer to customer, right? Again, cash. Now I'm paying to the retailer, retailer paying to the wholesaler, wholesaler paying to the whatever local or the regional position, and regional paying to the company, company paying salary and whatever. The cash flow from us to them. Information back and forth. Why? That this lot of Pepsi bottles you sent was not good, was damaged. I'm sending it to retailer, retailer is sending to wholesaler, wholesaler telling to someone else that this is expired. Now return, reverse flow, that these products were not able to sell. What do? I can't bear the loss, right? So they collect it from you, then they recycle it or whatever they do, and try to optimize the cost. Again, data is coming in. So you might have a small idea right now what is going to happen when I say data analytics and supply chain management. There is demand and there is supply. What's a supply? You know simple basic rule about demand and supply, right? What happens if demand is high?
If demand is high, price is low, and if no.
Demand is high and supply is low. What happens?
Supply is low, price will be high.
Price of the product increases. This is something which you observe from our childhood. Demand is low, supply is high.
Then price will be low.
Tomato at 1 rupee kg. I don't think any much, but I think you might remember 10 years ago there was a point when you bought 1 rupee per kg. There was a time when tomato for 1 month or so became 1 rupee per kg. Classic example on that, right? So again, these things include, and that's a very complicated process. So these things, the entire supply chain holds very nodes, different nodes as in logistic node differently to optimize the logistic part, the cost part, the feedback part, then people required. So that's the reason why Pepsi needs so many employees to work on, right? The corporate guys plus the shop floor guys plus the managers, the other things, right? Okay, so procurement of raw materials, inbound logistics, inbound as in required for them itself, right? Inventory of parts, inventory as in taking stock, how much is available, what's the demand, summer is coming in 3 months, what do we do? They planned years ago, they have forecast for years. At that particular year, these people might drink too much, at this particular region, there are in Europe and Asia or in India, people are consuming more Pepsi, so we need a brand ambassador who is the star in that country or region, then you endorse that, and so on. So many things going on, right? Manufacturing of goods, of course, whatever the product is. Fulfillment, order of the goods, customer goods, outbound logistics, as in going out. To handle every process of the supply chain, there is the need for separate operational channels, of course, right? Not every person can be there. Someone needs to be taking care of the reverse flow, as in the product returning. Someone needs to be taking care of the cash flow. Someone needs to be taking care of the logistic part. And every, of course, there will be regional heads, there will be some national head, and so on. So management, visibility and data collection, in all this visibility plays a very crucial role. Visibility as in able to see at what point my company is facing losses and where can we optimize this. Can you do this all manually? You need to put in data for every node, every point, right? So this data is going to be there in a huge format. That's why SAP, company like SAP is helping. There are many supply chain companies in the industry, you can see. In all this, visibility plays a very crucial role. So again, at the every point, data science will be there. So today's motive, just to be clear, I don't know if you know or not, data science, AI, ML, you know the difference or not? Okay, so I'll just make a normal statement. Data science is an umbrella term. What is an umbrella term? Under it, right? So nobody can say this is the specific definition of data science. Data science incorporates of multiple things. Now, AI, ML, and DL, there are three parts of it. AI is the larger circle, ML is the smaller circle, and DL is deep learning is the smallest circle. So AI incorporates of things which things as human, almost as human, right? Things we made a certain tool to think as of us, as we discussed the example of the movie. We are thinking like that, right? So we have to put those nodes and the data to that particular model. It may be a machine learning model or a humanoid robot or something, whatever. Anyway, it's all related to that. Machine learning specific to the science of it, the algorithm part, right? And deep learning is about the image, right? You have seen detecting cancer and Google Lens. Deep learning, it goes into the deeper part of ML, right? So I'm just giving you an overview of what exactly these things are. And data analytics is mostly the science of data and getting the dashboard, or if you get a raw data, cleaning the data and so on. And there are again technical processes involved with it. Those who are done with how many of you are done with the courses? So getting the data, cleaning, pre-processing, dummies, machine learning, then regression or sorry, classification and regression models, and at the end the confusion matrix and so on. So this is the basic general process of it. So these things have happened, and this entire process you might be at some place. You might be the expert cleaning the data, you might be the person getting the clean data, visualizing it, and whatever. So there will be multiple job opportunities, but again I'm telling you, you have to be at the par. You can't say I have done this and let's go and get a job. You might have to give 30-40 interviews and you might get the job at 41st. I still have the list where I have applied to the company, right? It's 27. Okay, it's, and mine is lowest at the 2020 or 21 part. If you just see the LinkedIn post around that, people have applied for 46, 58 company, and finally I'm getting into this company. It's tough, but while you give interview, you realize at what point you're lacking, and you develop that part and you go ahead. And trust me, there is scope for job. No one can say there is no job. Don't tell me other people are getting placed, right? So now this visibility plays a very crucial role. Okay, coming back to the topic, use of data science in the supply chain is helping the management and professionals get a clear picture of operational efficiency. Only this word I would like to highlight: operational efficiency. uh, as I gave you a glimpse that while delivering this Pepsi to a certain location, how efficiently can I do that? You know, if I can I take another route? The basic idea is, can I take another route? What if I supply this entire lot via air? How much will it cost? Right? At that particular country, what is the rate of our product? What is the conversion rate we'll get, as in US dollar to whatever that country's currency is? I'll figure that out, and then I'll see. Things are going to happen that way, right? So operational efficiency can be at every part of supply chain, right? whether to which quality of plastic will be feasible for us and not unhealthy to the customer. I'm just pointing out some random common sense things which we can think. At higher level, they might be using something else also. Then the maintenance of machines, the setting up a factory and asking employees to come to office or not, who those who can come and not, because they'll have to pay the relocation, the charges and so on, right? Depending. When it comes to strategic and operational parts of the supply chain management, the need for resolving issues on the go to keep the chain continuous is very important. But every step in the continuation can become a painful point which will block the resources at the wrong places. Of course, if I make a certain mistake, I just heard last night I was listening to audio book. There was a certain example he gave. What if I'm flying from, let's say, Chennai to Mumbai? It's slightly left, right? If I fly, not, let's say, from Pondicherry to Mumbai, right? And now if I shift the plane's angle 1% towards right, will it reach Mumbai? Right? If just 1%. So at the end it will be going towards Ahmedabad or something, right? So small change in a certain supply chain, some mistakes can lead to very huge losses, especially in companies like that, Pepsi and all. That's why the need of optimizing it digitally came into picture. It had to be done. So these are now supply chain is getting into. It was years ago. It's everybody is getting into data science, right? Because no matter what industry you choose, you will find there, right? Now you have to choose at what part you're good at, because when you're data analyst, you're neutral. And if you want to get into expert, you will have to do some other things also. Suppose if you want, no, I want only finance industry, then learn something about finance, right? And you can learn it, of course. Anything, any person who is willing to learn for years can survive any industry. Those who are thinking, I have learned this, I am done, I want to do a job for my entire life, not, you're not going to survive. That's the harsh truth. You're hearing people being laid off, but people who are retained, why are they retained? They were importing, they're generating revenue for that particular company, and those who are not, they are being laid off. And they might be, there may be exceptions. I'm not saying that I'm an expert about all the 9,500 people got laid, but I'm just giving you all the scenarios, right? The things which keep you in the industry is learning, how easy you learn, how easy you deliver. That the term easy is for delivering part, the learning part. Learning will be always the first thing you learn will be difficult at the beginning. You have heard that quote: change is difficult in the beginning, middle something, and end something, whatever, right? You can Google that. That's true, right? So I started with Python basics. I learned Python basics. What is this? What is that? Then going to NumPy. Then went to pandas. I loved pandas a lot. That was the best part. And love for loop. I don't know why everything I used to solve through for loop. Then the way I taught, then I had to be very responsible while teaching, right? Because I can't say any rubbish thing, and then you go and Google. He has taught. So I have to be very responsible every time I speak. So I used to find the jargons. I have to refer the Python website. Python.org is the official community website. So I have to refer, research things. So that way I got. Then I used to get some opportunities. So coding part, and coding you cannot do rubbish at all. One rubbish thing, your code is gone, the accuracy is gone, it's not working, and so on. So there is no scope for uh, mistakes in when you're writing a code. You get the output or not. That's the end question. And then data analysis, data science. Then I learned machine learning. I also did deep learning at some point where we got. I'm just telling you the workflow just to give you an idea in continuance with the learning part, right? Then last in 2021 beginning I learned web development, that was using Django. I learned Flask, somewhat REST API. I did develop some web application also using Python, and yeah, so all this right now. And then now I'll have to learn more things about this, right? So the learning will never stop. Again, this is the reason why data analytics now taken very seriously in management of the supply chain, because of the operational efficiency part. You have to be very efficient, and fast moving industries of every industry is now in, there is always competitors. So data analytics help in making data driven and analyze steps and decisions, thus adding data intelligence to business. Right? These are terms coming in. Right? Any business, choose any business, you will have to be there. Right? If you're planning for data analysis, my suggestion will be mostly work on your analytical skills, because in the interview you might crack the technical part again, but your survival depend on, because once you learn a tool, I guess, let's say you 6 people know Tableau, but your pay will be different after same, even if you start at the same point, because a person with that age will have a priority because he has seen things. Experience is never wasted, and people like us at our age thinks that okay, as soon as I know tool better than him, I'll be getting better. That's not the point. The more you spend time in the industry, the more valued you are, right? Because in I've also seen people who worked on shop floor, right? In a supply chain industry, I've seen people who worked on a shop floor but got into corporate as a consultant. That experience is never going to waste. Okay, just he has to update it with him with the latest tools. That's it. Of course, right? So that's always doable. With the use of machine learning and visualization tools and software in the machine learning comes in when data analysis is done mostly. Now these things can be automated. We have done tried experimented things with the expert, the R&D team. Now let's apply machine learning. Okay, because we want to reduce that effort, human effort. Machine learning AI was built to reduce the human effort, right? 3 idiots, anything that reduces human effort is a machine, that's for sure, right? So supply and software in supply chain, not only is the operation becoming easier, but the services also get improved. So now you know, sitting at your laptop, at what point might because in supply chain what happens is a huge network graphs is created, right? Suppose this is the producer, this is the Europe region node, or let's say in a logistic node, I'll just tell you this is where it originated. Then these three, there will be three parts: airway, roadways, and waterways. Waterways, which is the cargo being transferred, and wet point, then this and this till the retailer. There is a huge network graph. You can click on a certain graph and see what are the details about it. I mean the whereabouts or some features which has to be seen, right? So converting that to that graph is not that easy. So you might be working with a certain part of. So again, this is about data science in supply chain management. Anything related to this topic you have to ask, you want to ask anything, then we'll start discussing the few things about getting into job.
Do you have any presentation or things? Because relate with this, actually, I am a 17 years experienced person. I had done BE in mechanical from ICC in 2003. I am currently working with Larsen and Toubro in supply chain, and but my profile does not have that analytics. That's why I want to learn these things.
Supply chain
So how
analytics.
can I be able to learn from Python and get a job with my experience? That is my main motive to attend this seminar.
First of all, I would suggest search for supply chain analytics, right? Python will help you, but firstly, in that industry, tools are there like SAP, IBP, Blue Yonder, right? So these tools, first you have to search these things, and because since you are there, I hope I said everything correct. Since he's a supply chain expert, right? So
Not I, so I am a learner only, not an expert.
I was saying, just learn for those tools. You know, the, what do I say, trending tools in market. The terminologies you will anyway understand, and then search, like SAP is just a name, again umbrella.
Yeah,
There are many things inside SAP. Search for those tools. Which of the tools, these tools are used at different nodes of supply chain, right? So at what node do you stand? Just demystify it from the top, and then reach it to the down. And what role of Python is in what role of that SAP tool? I'm saying SAP because it has many things
yeah.
inside it, right? So you have a plethora of things, and then you can decide whether you want to learn SAP or other tool, right? Because at that level of experience, people mostly will hire you for consultant,
So actually,
and then you will be taught anyway.
actually the issue is that, see, when I'm a project management company, Darshan and told you, we are a hardcore producer of the and into project management. So digitalization doesn't come natural to us actually in our industry. It has started now, but if you consider the retail industry or automobile industry, these things are already there from so many years. It is just they have diverted SAP just like now. We have our internal ERP, but we don't have SAP. So we don't have hands-on experience on SAP any module. Let it be MM or PP or anything or SND. But I have worked in my old company JD Edwards. I have done like
JDA, right?
yeah JD Edwards, that is JD in not there. It's separate. It is a competitor of SAP at that time, but
Okay.
it has not that much reached to the extent that SAP has evolved in last so many years. So when actually now at the time when I am applying for any looking for the jobs just now in the market in supply chain, there is a constant requirement of this either Python or Tableau or Power BI or R or SASS. These are the tools which are required to analyze the data. There is predictive analytics and then inventory optimization. All these things are done through this only. So that's why I wanted to have this experience. How can I get to learn all these things? This is my main motive.
Okay, will it be okay if I answer this after the seminar? Because right now the other guys are not able to listen to the question.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And again, this is a detailed answer, so I'll just give you right after the seminar.
Yeah, definitely.
You can answer. Okay. So anyone, just to summarize, the need of data analysis everywhere, whatever industry you choose, even in hospitality management, it's nowadays is coming in, right? So anyone has any questions related to your career options?
So when it comes to this making a decision, important decision, is there any expert or expert team
At what point of?
for making a data visualization or doing this process?
Right from the tool user till the manager, there are many people, right? So first of all, it comes upside down always. There is a requirement coming from the management gets it from client, management tells you to the team lead divides it into their members, and then he gets it. So mostly the if you are at the lowest level, you don't know what was the client requirement, you just being told do this, do that, and then eventually when you rise, get to know more insights. That's why I said years of experience matter in that industry, whatever industry. So I can't, there is no specific answer for that. You become expert from upside down, and those who are sitting there were there at your place some point of their career. So again, it's a two-way thing.
They are there just to guide you.
Not, yeah, many things, to lead you, to guide you, to correct you. You can say many things. Okay. Anyone else? Okay then. So this was about data analytics in supply chain management. Thank you so much for attending, guys.
So this is because of the broadcasting. Okay, so you can have a seat. Okay. Okay, so as the detail has been provided by Darshan sir, which was specifically to one domain, which was the supply chain. So it is not a only single domain which data analytics work with. Data analytics have multiple things currently going on, and if you just observe one by one, multiple things you can see. Okay, it is option in some medical field, maybe an industry, maybe an mechanical field, or maybe anything. So there are vast variety available, and various kind of data is also available, because as in the start also, as I said, the data is digitalized, means even if not in anything format, not in software, at least Excel is there, and that's why anyone can use that. So since the data is available at digital, everyone want to analyze it properly, and then there are the so many steps which Darshan has mentioned. And also do remember, Darshan also mentioned it is a starting phase. Okay, don't think that once you start you have so many things to go on immediately. Okay, it will go step by step only. Okay, so you just do the course, do the foundation, and you will be ready directly. It's not the case. Okay, yes, obviously once you get the job, you have to go step by step. Again, as he also mentioned, there are multiple things he learned. Means after the course also he tried out something on deep learning, he tried out something on Flask, Django, and there are various things. Means I always say when I give the introductory part that this is a foundation course. Okay, where on that you have lot many things to learn, many libraries to confirm, but we will make sure at least your foundation is robust. Okay, so the course which we have designed, the data analytics with Python, is a completely 3 months course, right? And it has both the tuning. Means you can have the classroom, you can go as a online also, and even the video purchase where you can purchase the whole videos and you can go ahead. So all kind of things has been provided. Once you utilize that properly, with now currently we are tied with the Wiley publications. Okay, so now you get an international certificate which has a very good content, which is a course content, which is online, properly access code is there, and a proper dashboard is also there where what you work on, what the task you solve, all will appear there. That will be automatically validated. That will be validated by yourself because the dashboard will be for you. The validation will be done from our side because that dashboard is available to us also, and also from that Wiley begin because they are also observing what you are doing. So that is a full-fledged course we are providing. Okay, so if you go ahead with this course, definitely you will have a great future. Okay, so do check out our website www.pythonacademy. Do check out our YouTube channel, or do contact our sales team, which will provide you multiple details on that, what kind of course it is. Okay, so we will have the certificate distribution also. So I will just call him. Darshan. So some of students are there, some of them not. I will just close this.